Hi everyone, I hope you're well. It's been ages since I've done an update. There's been loads of good stuff happening, and there's also been loads of shit stuff happening. It's been quite hectic really. Me and Liv ordered a couch in December, and it finally come yesterday. So I don't know whether you saw the last one. It looked pretty, but it was very, very uncomfortable, and there weren't really enough room for me, Liv, and all three cats at the same time. So we've had a little bit of an upgrade, and now we can all fit on it together. It's fantastic. The only problem is, you see that little corner bit there? It's like fucking World War III every time we start watching a film, because I want to sit there because I'm bigger, and I just like to be on the corner. And Liv wants to sit there. So far, I've not even seen the corner. I'm on the shitty side of it, but I'm working on that. It can't all be happy. And in two each life, some rain must fall. But in our case lately, all of our shower and bath water is falling into the living room. And it's only the ceiling, but it's been running and dripping clearly for a few months because it's kind of all built up and gone gammy there. We've been crazy busy in the garden. We're trying to get it dead nice early before summertime comes so that we can just enjoy it, because last time we started doing it last minute, and by the time we had it looking alright, the sun was gone and it was freezing. So we've been building a little summer house, making that look nice, and I've made the catio standalone. I don't know whether you've seen that area before, but it was pretty shitty, pretty horrible. But now the garden is starting to look really nice. So Atlas will sit there acting hard, watching us, pretending he wants to get out. And then as soon as you put him in this bad boy, he does about 3 minutes. Here's the wind or a big pigeon, shats himself and runs back in. So as we're working on the summer house, every 4 or 5 minutes, we're sitting about with this idiot. So I got caught speeding the other day, and I know what's happened. He's seen me driving past the police officer, looking like Vin Diesel. He's got a badass Corsa. Right, if he comes back, I'm going to get him. So anyway, I'm going out for my cat food, me and Liv, on dinner. So we went to somewhere that's further away because Sid requires a special kind of cat food because he's an old bastard. We're on our way back. Police officer comes in the middle of the road. So I'm saying to Liv, I'm like, oh, they're pulling someone out. I wonder what's going on here. This is good. We've got front row seats to some sort of raid. And then she starts going. She didn't look like that, by the way. Police officer goes, right, long story short, he's already being a bit of a dick. Long story short, you've been caught doing a 40 in a 30. And in my head I thought, why have you just said that's a long story short? That is the fucking story. This road that we're going down is houses on one side, motorway bridge up there, loads of trees and stuff on that side. So, to me, that spells out 40 mile per hour road. And it actually used to be a 40 mile per hour road. I don't speed right, I am literally called a granny driver, and I've genuinely thought this was a 40 road. I've rushed out on my dinner, so I'm wearing a fucking Grumpy Sprout Christmas t-shirt. I'm wearing proper like shitty joggers. Liv dyed my beard black the other day for a joke, so I've also got a big dirty black beard. Can we take your mask down to get you on the body cam? So I'm like, take your mask down. I like a right prick. When police pull you over, they're always being like overly nice and cracking shitty jokes, and you can't really say, go f yourself, you just pulled me over, because if you do, then you get further charges and all that. So they're laughing, making jokes with me, and I'm like, yeah. And in my head I'm thinking, bro, I don't use CF for anything, but every now and then when I'm in like deep shit, I'll randomly try and pull it out of the bag. He goes, yeah, have you had your COVID jab and stuff like that? And I think, right, this is my in this. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm on every single vulnerability list. I've got cystic fibrosis. And he's going, I'm literally checking him off and goes, did it with that one. Diabetes. And he's like, so got a bit of an heart condition as well. And he basically don't give a fuck. Doesn't let me off. I can laugh about it now, but I was a bit pissed off at the time because there's a little sign about that big once that comes up on that road, and he was about 10, 15 police officers all waiting. So when they pulled me in, there was about 800 of them, all having teas, coffees. Every minute I was there, they pulled someone new in. So it looks like they're trying to recoup costs. And in your head, you kind of go, why aren't you out catching the real criminals? But then technically you are a real criminal, whether you like it or not. It's day, what the hell is CF again, on Kaftrio. And I'm still feeling really, really good. Fantastic, actually. I've had to remind myself the hard way that just because you're on Kaftrio, it doesn't mean that you're never going to get flare-ups and you're never going to feel shitty again. It is a different kind of shitty, but you can still definitely get a bit ill on it. I'm taking a course of ciprofloxacin at the moment because I just feel bunged up in general. My breathing's still absolutely fine, but I'm getting a lot of crap up. And at first I was kind of thinking, well, maybe it's still just me purging after a long time. But I spoke to the doctor and she said, when you're on Kaftrio, you can actually get a bit more cocky. She didn't say cocky, I'm just changed that. Whereas you don't notice your exacerbations as much because even though you're getting a bit more ill, you still feel better than you've ever felt before. And that can kind of trick you. And my lung function is 98% at the moment, but I can feel that I'm a bit shittier. So I've just started it anyway because you don't know what's going on underneath. I still feel amazing, but there's just a little bit niggling there and I don't want it to get any worse. In other news, I had my Kaftrio bloods done because obviously it can affect your liver and I think your kidneys and stuff. I'm not sure about that, but it can definitely affect your liver. My liver function has raised slightly. Now, she said it was only slightly and it's not a massive concern, so it's just something they'll keep an eye on like they usually do. To be honest, I expected it because even though I've got CF, I haven't really been on loads of naughty gear. I haven't been on medication loads and loads and loads. So my liver function's always been normal. Obviously now I've got on loads of medication and quite powerful medication like that. You'd expect it to go up. So it's just something we'll have to keep monitoring. Liv, has anything else happened? In terms of bad moods, actually. Do you think they're still bad or not?
No, I'm in a shitter.
Am I actually?
No,
this is serious now.
No, you're not in a moody, but you're a bit
temperamental.
Yeah, not temperamental. Like when you're treading on eggshells a bit because you can snap quite easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that who I've become?
Yeah, you're a bit snappy.
Yeah. So I was just about to tell you that the mood swings and stuff have gone, but Liv's just updated us with a crucial update that
it might be diabetes.
That's a good point. It's difficult, innit? You can't really tell what it is because we're in lockdown. I've got diabetes, my blood sugars are fine, but you do get your highs and your lows regardless. So I don't know whether that causes it. Now, I'm not outrightly nasty to Liv or anything like that. I mean, she has gone now, so she can't chip in and say that I am, but I don't think she would anyway, because, you know, I'm not intentionally nasty. It's just my threshold for tolerating things goes down when I'm high on blood sugar, and it also makes me feel a bit deflated when I'm low, because it automatically messes with your mind and makes you feel a bit shitty. So if someone's asking you questions and, you know, someone's talking to you and they want answers and they want stuff off you, when you're high or low on blood sugar, it's like a red rag to a bull because you just don't give a shit. And that's the most unfortunate side of diabetes, to be honest. It controls your emotions even though you don't realise it's doing it. And that's a bit shitty. But, heyo, on the whole, I'm feeling absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get back out in the world now. I can't wait to get people into the summer house, into the garden, so we can have a good drink, good socialise. Because, to be honest, it is taking its toll a little bit now, and I'm a little bit sick of not seeing anyone, and I'm sick of Liv not seeing her family, to be honest. I have quite a good relationship with mum and dad, and I've seen, well, to be honest, we live quite near, so I've seen them quite a bit, even though I've not been in close contact with them. I have seen them, and we have, you know, socialised, but Liv's family live a bit further away, so I always feel a bit shitty on her, so I can't wait until we can go down to her family and socialise, because as someone who's vulnerable, I'm kind of kept in a bubble, and I'm also kind of seen as more of a concern for her family, my family, Liv. So all the pressure is twice as much, to the point where, you know what I mean, when we go, there's no point in us going down to see her family because we're all so concerned about keeping away from me. It just ruins it. I mean, obviously, I know we've been in lockdown and everything, but you know what I mean? You can still go to someone's garden and go to the fence and, you know, the front garden and have a quick chat to them from a long distance. But everyone's that concerned about me, CF and my diabetes. It just makes it impossible. So I would never consider myself a burden, but if you wanted to look at it, really look at it, I'm a bit of a pain in the ass. It's not my fault, but I can appreciate that I put a lot of extra stress in these situations on Liv. So for her, really, once this is all done and we can see people again, I'm going to be making sure that we focus a lot on her family and making sure that she's got the emotional support that she needs and she feels close to her family. So I'm excited to do a lot of stuff for her. I'm excited to see her finally get to do the things that she wants. I always forget what I'm going to say and I always start waffling, so this has just been a quick update to let you know that I'm still doing all right. I hope you guys are doing all right. What I've actually started doing is I've actually started speaking to people with CF on Zoom every Sunday. It's not really getting a lot of uptake at the moment, but basically we just have a chat and talk shit. And it's nice because it's nice to talk to someone else. It's not always about CF, but it's nice to talk to people who have had similar experiences to you. And it's really good. So what I'm going to say is if you want to get involved in anything like that on a Sunday, it's only about an hour. If you want to get involved, then drop me a message below. Drop me a message in the comments and, you know, we'll sort it out. I'm on Facebook, Chris versus Cystic Fibrosis, and I kind of mix and match between both of these. So if you want to contact me directly and arrange it, leave a message below or just contact me on Facebook because you might find it quite useful. It's quite nice to just shoot the shit about Kaftrio. So yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know. We'll set something up. If we get enough people, we'll do it. I'm down for it. If you're down for it, let me know. Oh, one other thing I've noticed with Kaftrios as well. My lung function's amazing. My breathing's amazing. But I don't half breathe heavy now. Like I'll be sat there and I'll be watching a film with Liv and I'll be like, fucking hell, there's Darth Vader in this room. And I'll realise it's me going... But I think it's because now I'm capable of breathing. I'm capable of breathing heavier and deeper. I think I just do it automatically. Because before it was kind of like I was like that. But now when I breathe, I'm like... What the fuck's that?